お前はもう死んでいる。何? I'm gonna say the N-word. This is Obama, get down! Bruh. Sasuke! Naruto!
Surprise, motherfucker!
Good day, fools. It's your friendly neighborhood bringer of chaos, White Ghost, Arch-nemesis of the Hero Seeker, Master of Reviews. Alright guys, we're going to be talking about Black Clover, Chapter 197, titled False Hope. Just so you know, this is the Manga Stream translation, so once the Shonen Jump translation comes out, if there are any big deviations to what we know now with these current translations, then I'll either correct this video, make a new video, pin it in the comments, something, we'll figure it out, play it by ear. So, to the chapter, this was a big chapter. This was a lot of plot progression and a lot of big action, a lot of good stuff for power scaling for Black Clover. Yuno and Asta are ridiculous. Anybody who isn't convinced that these guys are captain level, I don't know if there's any helping you. I don't know if they can make it any more clear than it already is that Asta and Yuno are both way beyond the minimum of captain level. They're definitely up there. High, mid-tier captains, without a doubt, because their performances in this chapter are very, very impressive. So before I get into the couple of main points that I really want to cover in this video, I'll give you a quick rundown synopsis. If you haven't read the chapter, go read it. When the Shonen Jump translation's out, make sure you go check that out too. They're free, so there's no harm in going to see the actual intended translations of the chapters that we're reading. But for now, pretty much we pick up exactly where we left off with the demon in the chamber. Yuno is there, Asta just got on the scene, and we start off, the demon's looking scary, and I have to say it, the demon, the design is so unique, so refreshing. I love it. It's very scary, actually. I feel like if I was reading this manga as a child, this would be like the stuff of nightmares for me. But I digress. Essentially, the demon is completely wombo-comboing Patry, completely obliterating, and Patry doesn't stand a chance. He's freaking out. You can tell he's losing his cool, pulling out, light whip, pulling out all the moves, can't do anything. The demon pulls out word magic, and this is huge. So we're gonna touch back onto word magic later on in the video, but just know that it's hacks. So Patry is getting completely manhandled, and then Asta and Yuno come in. They try to fight. They're fighting separately, and they did a pretty good job of kind of conveying that. They're fighting separately right now. With the word magic, the demon is able to drop down a storm of swords. He has real swords and magic swords, in this conjured storm of swords, and that's pretty important. That's pretty big for the implications of what this power is capable of. And I'll be, like I said, touching on that a little bit later. Asta and they get bullied, they get, swatted, whatever. There's this really awesome panel where the demon is just unleashing his magic, wiping the D all over Asta and faces, and he's just standing there. And he's like, be crushed, be squashed, be broken, be run through, and just like completely wrecking these guys. And I'm just like, damn, how are they possibly gonna mess with this guy? But I do have a theory, and we'll be coming to that, at the end of the video, but I do have some predictions. So Asta and they get knocked to the side, and they put an ice pack on their booty holes, because that was a pretty intense, you know what, let's get back to the chapter. So the demon has Patry, and Patry is literally being penetrated by several long black rods. So he's getting in the process of being gangbanged during most of this chapter. And the demon is pretty much, just talking shit to him. He's, telling him the truth. The demon has pretty much been behind everything. The demon is like a better version of Black Zetsu from Naruto. He's been behind all of it. He fooled the humans into attacking it. Wasn't licked. It wasn't the first Wizard King. It was the demon. He's the one who did the reincarnation spell. That was kind of a big revelation. He actually is the one who set this whole plan in motion, like, completely. So right now, Licht is kind of a loose cannon. A lot of people have been speculating that Licht is a good guy, and that's pretty much confirmed in this chapter. I was, kind of pretty much subscribed to that theory, so, not a huge surprise there, but still it's nice to know for sure now. And we get the scene of the demon changing Patrick's 4-leaf clover. The leaf is becoming black, sort of like how we see Asta's 5-leaf clover is all dark. And I'm definitely thinking there's a lot of heavy indication that, this is somehow some sort of process for reincarnating the demon into a physical body. The modification of these 4-leaf clovers. They made certain to have Patry mention his 4-leaf clover in relation to Licht's, and so I think they're definitely setting that up. Somehow, I guess demons must need 4-leaf clovers to turn them into 5-leaf clovers to, I don't know, spawn more demons? Something like that. The demons and the 4-leaf clovers create 5-leaf clovers for some particular purpose, and that's what we're seeing here. And apparently, that's what was attempted 500 years ago. We get that confirmation. It was 500 years ago that apparently the demon tried to do the same thing to Licht, but I guess Licht was just too much of a Chad to let himself be completely cuckaroonioed by a demon. But I guess that's how Asta's grimoire came to be the way it is, because we know that his grimoire is Licht's old 4-leaf clover grimoire, and so his grimoire must have gone through the modification, but the plan was foiled at the last minute, like the demon says. So that's a pretty, interesting nugget right there. That's why I said there's a pretty decent chunk of plot progression in this chapter as well. And once, the demon pauses from his flex routine, we get Asta and coming back. And so now we have Asta and coming back in. They look chatted out, amped. They took a little bit of roids while they were on the sidelines, and now they're ready to swap hands with the demon. Asta's looking really cool in his, amplified black form. You can see the definition on that horn on the side of his head, and he looks a lot more like a bull horn. I'm really digging that design. Yuno's looking awesome. I don't know if it's just me, but his hair looks a little bit more white in his amplified form, and the marking on his face is, pretty big now, covering, pretty much half of his face at this point. So they look pretty awesome. This is their amp. It's explained that I guess Yuno's amp is because the Licht in him, which I don't really know what that means, but I think that kind of implies that the whole Licht being Yuno's father theory is probably spot on. I think, who was it, Raya? Yeah, Raya, he must know that, the child of Licht is inside of Yuno, which would make perfect sense, and we can go into depth on that and other details. Broku no Hero did a really good video that I personally subscribe to. I think his theory is completely, correct as far as, what we've seen. So we'll probably link to that in the description. But so that's kind of the origin of Yuno's power for Asta, because of the demon in the room. I guess Asta's demonic power is flaring up, and the demon itself makes note of this. He's like, "Oh, is this guy resonating with my mana? Is that devil resonating with my mana?" And so I think that's pretty interesting. We have 2 devils on the field right now. I kind of want to know what the relation is. Is this devil that they're fighting kind of like Asta's devil's father, right? Because from what we've seen, he created Asta's grimoire, and they said that the demon is in the 5th leaf, right? So did he birth the demon inside of Asta's grimoire? I don't know. That would be an interesting take. So the guys are all amped now, and they're also working together, which is good. I like seeing them work together. And they're flying through the same attack, the same barrage of swords and such. And this time they're, playing to their strengths. Asta is targeting only the magic swords because obviously you can just disintegrate that magic, while Yuno is dealing with the real swords because he can just blow it away with his magic. And so they're flying at him and they're doing like a combo flight thing, and it looks pretty awesome. And I'm excited to see them get wrecked. Alright, so the things that really stuck out to me is, first of all, we got to talk about the power word magic. And I want to emphasize that yes, this is magic. This demon is using a form of magic. He's not using anti-magic, which raises even more questions about him and his relation to Asta's demon, but that's a different can of worms. But it is reality warping. I've seen a lot of people debating, is it reality warping, or is it not that powerful? Is it kind of being overhyped? No, like, this is reality warping. He created real swords out of thin air by saying a word. I've read this chapter 3 times to try to get a good grasp on the situation, because I really wanted to kind of understand this power and what Asta and Yuno are going to be dealing with in the next chapter or so. And I've kind of understood that the only real limitation that's implied on this power is that the demon can't use his words to directly affect a body, another person's body, like a living body. Because we see he can, move people, he can transport people, so he can obviously affect the space around people. He can create matter, he can create magic, he can manipulate magic, tell it to disappear. But what he can do, and what we know he can't do, is he can't create a body for him to be in, because that's kind of the whole point of what he's doing. If he could create a body just by saying it, he would. And we also know that he probably can't just tell somebody to die or explode or something like that, or otherwise he would have done it. So I think that's the limit. He can't affect other people's bodies, or other living people's bodies, or something along those lines. But other than that, this is a reality warping power. That's just what it is. So accept it. This is now the Janemba of the Black Clover universe. And moving on to that, I just want to say again that the demon's design, really sweet. I really like it. I want to double back onto the topic of the 4-leaf to 5-leaf conversion. I kind of already talked about my theory on how it really seems like there's more to this relationship between Licht, the first Wizard King, and what we know about the past. Licht was in the same position as Patry at some point. His grimoire was being taken over, he was in a bind, and either he beasted out of it himself or the first Wizard King saved him. But there is this kind of mystery there, and this is really deepening, or thickening the plot, I should say. And I'm excited to see where they take this. The information we got in this chapter it's a lot of theory fuel, so I'll be mulling that over next week until we get the next chapter. And speaking of Licht, he's somewhere. He's here. Licht is around. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's waiting for, but he's around. And knowing what we know about him now, I think I can make a couple of predictions about what's going to go down. I'll talk about them more at the end of the video in the predictions section, but I think Licht is going to play a big role, and I think we are going to get to see Licht fight at full power. So I'm excited to see where that goes. I'm wondering what happens after this. Does Licht stay alive? Are the elves and the humans after this going to unite against the common enemy of the demon? There's a lot of different ways they could go, so I guess we'll see. While we're on the subject of the demon, there is something that I did notice, and I'm wondering, what is the demon made of? Because we know the demon isn't in a real body right now. He's being encompassed by some sort of energy or goo or something. They call it black stuff. I don't know. But we know he's not in a real body because he wants to get a real body. That's like his objective. So obviously what he's in now is some sort of transient state of, energy or something like that. And I don't think it's anti-magic. I don't think this demon has anti-magic because of how he's remarking on Asta's anti-magic and how he's using power magic in itself. Which I don't know if a person can use anti-magic and magic at the same time, because I feel like the anti-magic energy would negate the mana inside that person's body, but I don't know how that really works. But I don't think that black stuff is anti-magic, which brings into question when Asta goes into black Asta mode. We know that the energy inside is anti-magic, but is that black stuff that wraps around his body, is that anti-magic, or is that some other kind of demonic energy? I guess, we'll be figuring out more about these demons or devils now that they're playing a bigger role in the story. So that's another thing that I'm really looking forward to. And finally, while we're talking about the demon, I want to say that I definitely think that with this chapter, we can definitely say that we at some point are going to see a demon get a flesh body. There must be a reason why this devil wants to get a flesh body so badly, and I'm assuming that when a demon takes over a fully, flesh whatever body, they can reach new heights of power. And this demon is already incredibly powerful, and for him to have another power boost amp on top of his already ridiculous power, that's going to be something scary. So I feel like that could be a very big antagonist or threat later on in the story. And I'm wondering if maybe even we might see Asta get fully taken over by the demon, and his power could get ridiculous, and that could be his next big, shonen, ass pulling power up. But I'm certain it's going to happen in some shape or form, so I guess that's what we're going to have to look into. Alright, so wrapping it up, getting into my predictions that I've been hinting at the entire time. I definitely think in the next chapter, or the next 2 chapters, or whatever, we're going to see Asta, put up a really good fight, better, than we could have expected, because this demon is super powerful, but they're going to get wombo comboed, they're going to get wrecked, they're going to get thrown to the side, and they're going to get saved by Licht, because like I said, Licht is, I don't know, jerking himself off, so he's somewhere around here doing something, and so once he shows up, we're going to see a real battle, full power Licht versus the demon, and Asta and are going to get to see their daddy in action. So that's my prediction. So overall, I'm going to give this chapter 8 black rods out of 10. This has been your friendly neighborhood supreme evil, White Ghost, signing off. Cretins. What are you gonna hit? What are you gonna miss? You team Asta, you team team Wind, team Anti-Magic? Let me know in the comments, in the poll. I'm gonna put it up. It's gonna be a poll. It's gonna be real nice. Let me know. We'll talk about it next week. Catch y'all fools later.